so this is my walkthrough of my 2015 Project Life album, part 1. This is just half of the year. So I did 2015 quite a little bit differently, apart from my cover page, which still isn't finished, but it has the year. I chose to do a lot smaller photos so that I could fit more in on busy weeks, embellish a bit more. But I did take a few design principles to help make things a little bit easier. So I always included a big 4x6 picture in the top right corner and top left corner and bottom right corner. These sometimes were just scenery, looked pretty. Sometimes it was group shots, but they always stayed a constant. Secondly, I got these printables from Etsy. I will try and put a link below as long as I remember. I need to write that down. So these were for every week, so it showed the week and showed the dates. I also outlined in black every single card that I used. So that meant that even though I decided I wanted to use different core kits and not just one, it meant that I would still have things very, very similar throughout the album. So it did feel as though it went together. So this is my first week. I did also get these stickers from Kaiser with the months, and did try to use one of those per month, just to highlight when those months changed, even though I was doing it weekly. So it meant I could include a couple of pictures from the same event while still covering what else went on that week, and just gave me a little bit more flexibility and creativity. Also, when I was ordering prints, I always ordered 2 big ones, and then I ordered some in different sizes. Sometimes I had more left, but when I was doing, I'd put 6 2x2 prints on a 6x4. So if I didn't use them all, I didn't feel as though I was wasting the printing, because at this point I was still behind catching up on 2014. So this helped me to keep organised, be able to order my prints without having to plan and think about the page first. So yeah, a lot of the actual items in it are the same. Layouts took longer, but I did enjoy them a lot more. Sometimes I would use papers, sometimes I would use kits. I would round the corners on them all. I would go round them in the black pen, which meant that as you're looking through, some things like the date, you will always know where that is. It's always in the same place. I could put multiple pictures of stash hauls if I had a big stash coming. So I could have multiple pictures of those, but then I could have single pictures when it was just a matter of a good test result or something like that. So this, as I say, is the first part. I even included accident reports for my youngest when a picture fell off a cupboard. So no medical treatment needed, no phone call to mum needed, but accident slip was needed. I got to use lots of my little embellishments. I did start subscribing to Freckle Fawn, so that gave me quite a few nice ones to play with each month. When we had a very busy week like this, the children had parties, took lots of pictures. I could fit them all together by event. I could also include what was going on the other side of the world, so that that part of my family was still included, even though I didn't particularly have a story to tell, but it just showed where they were up to at that time in the year. This year I did start working on more cross stitch, which I like doing in the evening when my brain wants to switch off just a little bit and watch some TV. So I did try to include at the beginning of each month where that was up to, so you could see it go along. I did try and include some things as well, like screenshots of the fact that I like to play solitaire before going to sleep each night, just to try and get those bits in there before they change, before they become different. We've got new jobs for the kids. I managed to catch my daughter in school, went in for some meeting, and then they came back into class and sat on the desk, and it's like, right, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? Because we don't tend to get many pictures back from school. My eldest went to Prague with college. Tons of pictures that she sent over from Prague. So I managed to get those in clusters, which meant that I could still concentrate on the fact that the other children had done other things during the day, during the week. I managed to get all those trips in as well. Even got a little bit of Easter bingo. It's got to be good. Then family came over. So we've got family coming over on the plane. Fun days with them. The dreaded prom dress shopping. Yes, so we got that in there. Not the best day in the world, not the best outcome, but it needed to be documented, and in the end, it did work out. Sometimes the theme of what cards I would use would be set by the photos. So this one, there was a lot of photos of when we went for a trip with family go-karting. So that brought in the theme of the yellow and red to play off on that, and the other pictures went with it enough. So I tend to, depending on what the general pop of colour is from the pictures, I tend to go with that as my theme for the week. Sometimes I use multicoloured, which makes things a lot easier. I did finally take my tax disc out of the car, so that made it into a spread when it was a quieter week, because we don't need those anymore. We've got the new baby princess. Again, doesn't need a whole heap of journaling, just needs a little token. What I did find with this year, because I was being a lot more creative with it, I wasn't journaling anywhere near as much. I don't know whether it's because I didn't like my handwriting, or whether there wasn't the right space for it. But that's the one thing, looking back, which I've only found at the end of it, is I do feel as though this album is missing. It's missing my journaling to go with. So I did bear that in mind when I thought about my plans for 2016 and how I was going to fix that. Whereas this 2015, I enjoyed the most. So I did enjoy doing this more because I didn't feel limited to supplies. I did feel as though I could use what I wanted, when I wanted. Whatever colour scheme I was in the mood for, I could use. But I do need to work on getting those journaling spots in there. And I will show you how I do that in my planning for 2016 video. So that's the end of the first album. I haven't decided at all what I'm going to do for this one. I may just print out a big 12 by 12 picture. One of my favourite pictures from the first half of the year, and pop that in there with a little bit of carry on to the next album, but I will get there soon. Thanks for watching, and I've got a couple more layouts to do in my 2015 second half, and then I will show you what that album looks like, and you never know, I may have completed the front page or I may not.